Hello students, welcome back to the online English classes. This video is again for class 5 and let us resume our discussion on the second chapter of the third unit from your NCERT book. The previous video was an introductory session and today we will actually launch into the chapter. So that is why it has been named as part 1. So the name of our chapter is Robinson Crusoe Discovers a Footprint. Now let us have a look at the things that we already know about. Okay, so the first point is Daniel Defoe is the author of Robinson Crusoe. Yes, so he is the person who wrote the story of Robinson Crusoe. It was first published in the year 1719. It is also based on the real-life experiences of Alexander Selkirk. We saw the painting and the statue of Alexander Selkirk in the previous video. I hope you all remember that. Yes, and we also saw that there were some basic differences between the real Alexander Selkirk and the fictional Robinson Crusoe. Alexander Selkirk spent only around 4 years on an island, whereas our fictional Robinson Crusoe spent 28 years on an island all alone. Yes, and the last point that we also discussed was the difference between a novel and a short story. And there are many differences. So what are those? A novel is different from a short story in terms of the number of characters, the number of pages, the plot, and the time span. Yes, the plot means the setting. It can be complex in novels. It is more complex than a short story. So what Daniel Defoe wrote in 1719 was a novel. Okay, and what you are going to learn in your NCERT book has been taken as an extract from that big novel. Okay, so what you are dealing with right now is a short story. Now that we know quite a lot about Robinson Crusoe, Alexander Selkirk, and Daniel Defoe, let us begin our chapter. Now what you can see on the screen is a picture of the first page of this chapter. If you open your book, you will find it's the same page, it's the same picture, and if you look carefully you can see in the background behind the text you can see there's water and there is a little bit greenery is there, a sand is there, and a boat is there. And the boat does not actually look like the boat that we are familiar with. It looks as if somebody has had a lot of trouble in making it. Yes, you can see some wood logs are there. It has been tied. Okay, so keep this in mind. We'll discuss about it later. Now, if you see that there are two texts here. Yes, there are two bodies of text rather. One is given in a sort of bubble and the one is normally written on the page. The first one has been written in a bubble because, it has a function. It is working as a background to this particular story that you are now going to read. All right. So whatever you will find written in this bubble will be serving as a backdrop of the story that you are now going to read. So let us see what is first written. Robinson Crusoe's ship had been destroyed by the sea. Okay, so this person Robinson Crusoe came to the island on a ship and it had been destroyed by the sea. You know what, students? The word that you can see here, shipwreck. What is the meaning of this word? The destruction of a ship at sea by sinking or breaking up, for example, in a storm or after striking a rock, or in other words, after hitting a rock. Okay, so when it is said that Robinson Crusoe's ship had been destroyed by the sea, you can easily say that he faced a shipwreck where his ship had been destructed. Yes, either in a storm or maybe after hitting a rock. So this is a particular word. This is a new word. I expect you to write this down in your vocabulary copy. Okay, so whenever you are talking about a ship getting destroyed, you can always use the word shipwreck. And you can see in the picture above, you can see a broken boat and a broken ship. Yes, So this can be, there can be any reason behind this. It may have been broken up during a storm, or it may have hit a rock very hard. That is why it has broken up. So the word is shipwreck, and do write it in your vocabulary copy. He had been alone for many years and longed for company. Yes, and as we already know about this, Robinson Crusoe spent 28 years all alone on an island. Yes, so he had been alone for many years. Just imagine he is there on an island and there is nobody around him. Not a single human being is there with him, with whom he can talk, with whom he can discuss. Yes, the only voice that he can hear is his own. He has not heard any other sound, any other person's voice in these many years. Okay, and he longed for company. Let us see the meaning of the words longed and company. The word longed comes from the word longing, which means a strong desire for something. And as you can see in the picture, there's a woman who's sitting by a table and she's looking outside the window. It suggests that she has this strong desire of going out. Yes, just like us. Right now, because of coronavirus, we're all stuck at home. None of us are able to go outside. Many of you probably had plans for summer vacation. Many of you had planned to go to hill stations or to your relatives' homes and all these places. But all those plans have now been kept on hold because of this pandemic. Yes, so this is what longing means. When you want to get something very strongly, but then you are not able to do it. Okay, so Robinson Crusoe was also longing for company. Just imagine a person who has been living all alone for so many years would definitely want somebody to be there beside him. Yes, so that is what longing means. Now, see the meaning of the word company. Now, the word it has two meanings. The first one is a commercial business. Okay, whenever we are talking about a company, the very first idea that you have in your mind is what is the first meaning of the word company. But company also means the fact or condition of being with another or others, especially in a way that provides friendship and enjoyment. Yes, when you are enjoying it with your friends, you can say that you are enjoying their company. Yes, the picture that you can see is there are many, same aged people, probably kids who are going somewhere and they're all very happy to be together. Yes. So when you are with a person, if you can also say, like, I love my mother's company. So it doesn't mean that you love the company that your mother has. No, it means that you love to be with her. Yes, you love her presence. Okay, so that is what the word. These are the two meanings of the word company, and in this particular chapter, the second one is applicable. So when we are saying that he had been alone for many years and longed for company, it means that he waited for some person to come. Yes, he wanted somebody to be beside him so that he can spend some time with that person, he can talk to that person, he can discuss things with that person. Yes, so the second meaning of the company would be applicable in this case. One day, he discovers a footprint on the sand. Now, something is going to happen here. Okay, because you see, this person had been, Robinson Crusoe had been all alone in this island for so many years and there was nobody with him. But then one fine day when he finds a footprint on the sand, he must be having some doubts about it. Yes, but first let us have a look at the meanings of the word discover and footprint. Discover means to find unexpectedly. Okay, to find something unexpectedly or during a search. When you are looking for something, when you find something, that means you have discovered that. Okay, now students, there's a difference between the words invention and discovery. Okay, there are many times that students get confused between these two words. Invention means when we are creating something that is absolutely new. No one has had such a thing before. Okay, but discovery is not an invention. It is something we are just finding it out. It is already there, but we are just finding it out. Yes, we are finding it in an unexpected way. So when we say that Christopher Columbus discovered America, it doesn't mean that he made America or he created America with his own hands. No, he discovered America. Means America, the land of America, had always been there, but he found it out for the first time. All right. Now, the picture that you can see on your screen is of a footprint. And what exactly is a footprint? It is the impression left by a foot or a shoe on the ground or a surface. Okay, and the picture that we can see here is that of a footprint made on sand. Yes, and the footprint that Robinson Crusoe saw was also made on sand. Now students, whenever, I hope many of you have gone to Digha and Puri and the similar sea beaches. There, if you're walking barefoot or even if you're wearing your sandals and walking on the seashore, you must have seen that you are leaving footprints behind. Yes, you must have seen that. So that is exactly what this is something that Robinson Crusoe saw as well. Let's find out what he did then. Okay, so this is it. This is the background. Now we will start the actual story. One day when I was going towards my boat, I was surprised to see the footprint of a man on the sand. Now, who is this I? This I is Robinson Crusoe. He is speaking himself. It is in first person. The narration is in first person. That is why the word I has been used. Okay, so one day he was going towards his boat and he was surprised to see the footprint of a man on the sand. Now, why was he surprised? Because you see, he has been living there for so many years, but he has never seen anybody other than him. So, if it is not his footprint, then whose footprint is it? Okay, so it is a very tricky situation. That is why he was surprised to see the footprint of a man. And I stood amazed. He was literally amazed. He was not very happy. He was not very thrilled, but he was amazed to see that. All right, let us see what amazed means. The word amazed means to be greatly surprised. So you see the word amazed, the word surprised, these are more or less very close to each other. Okay, so when Robinson Crusoe found out a footprint which did not belong to him, and when he already knows that there is no other person living on that island, he was very amazed. I listened. I looked around me. I could neither hear nor see anything. All right. So now that we know that he's already very surprised to see something like that, so he tried to listen if he could hear any other human's voice, but he did not find anything like that. He looked around himself. He could neither hear nor see anything. I went up higher to look down. Okay. So there must have been a small hill where he lived. Okay, so he went up the hill, he climbed the hill, and from there he looked down upon the island to see if anything can be seen or not. But then again, he could not find any other human being. Yes, I went up the shore and down the shore, but it was no good. Yes, I could find no other footprint but that one. And the most surprising thing is that if a person is walking, there would be many footprints. Okay, so the number of steps that you are taking, the same number of footprints would also be there, but there was only one footprint. Now, it cannot happen that the person landed on the sand with one foot and then flew away. That cannot happen, right? Okay, so this is a reason why Crusoe was so very amazed. But let us first see the meaning of the word shore. So, what is the shore? It is the land along the edge of a sea, lake, or other large body of water. In the picture, you can see all these people. This is a family and they're all having fun on the seashore. Okay, when you are going to a beach, yes, the same place where the family is enjoying, you also enjoy in the same way. on the seashore. Okay, so the place where you are playing and where the sand is meeting the water, that particular place is called the seashore. It is the edge of any kind of a water body. I went to it again to see if there were any more footprints and to tell if it had been my imagination. Okay, so now Robinson Crusoe went to that footprint once again. Okay, he went to the shore near that footprint to find out if there were any other footprints or not. Okay, but again he did not find anything, and he was thinking that probably he's just making it up in his mind. Maybe it's a part of his imagination. Maybe something like that has not happened, but he's just thinking about it. But then again, nothing happened. Let us see what the word imagination means. The word imagination means it is the ability to come up with mental images of something that is not real, or to come up with new and creative ideas. Okay, so when a person is, having a lot of creativity, when that person always comes up with new and good ideas, we always say that, this person is having such a good imagination. Yes, but this is one meaning, and another meaning is, when you are having a mental image, when that thing is not even there in reality, but you are just making it up in your head. Robinson Crusoe was also going through the same condition. He was thinking that maybe it is his imagination and that there is no footprint is there, but maybe he is just thinking. But that was not the case. But I was not mistaken. Yes, so this person, Robinson Crusoe, was thinking that probably it is a part of his imagination. It is not there, but he's just making up mental images of this thing. But no, it was not his imagination. It was in real. Okay, for there was exactly the print of a foot. It was exactly a footprint. And how was he so sure? Because in that footprint, there were prints of the toes, heel, every part of a foot. Okay, I could not imagine how it came there. All right, students, now you see, the footprint of a human is very much different from the footprint of an animal or a bird. Yes. Now, had it been the footprint of an animal, Robinson Crusoe would have definitely understood. But the footprint that he was seeing there, it completely resembled a human's foot. Yes, it had toes, it had heel, and it had every part of a foot. Okay, and he was just not able to imagine how it came there. Now, this is it. Today we will do only till here. In the next video, we will continue from the next part of the chapter. Now that we have discussed about the first part, let us have a look at some question answers. Question number 1. What had happened to Robinson Crusoe's ship? Answer. Robinson Crusoe's ship had been destroyed by the sea. 2. What did Robinson Crusoe discover one day? Answer. One day Robinson Crusoe discovered a footprint on the sand. 3. What was Crusoe's reaction on finding the footprint? Answer. Instead of being very happy and excited, Crusoe was amazed and surprised on finding the footprint. Now, students, these are some of the probable questions that can come up from the part that we have just now discussed. All right. Now, I'd suggest you to make questions on your own and try to answer those yourself. All right. Do this in your English copy. Don't take anyone's help. Just try to do it on your own. If you are able to make questions and write answers as well, you will increase your own efficiency. Now that we have discussed the questions as well as discussed the first part of the chapter, let us have a quick recap of what we have already learned. The first one is Robinson Crusoe's ship is destroyed. And what is the word for this? It is shipwreck. He lives alone in an island for a long time. Yes. One day he discovers a footprint. Crusoe is surprised to find the footprint as he was the only man on the island and that was not his own footprint. And the last point that we discussed is that the footprint surely belongs to a human and not an animal. All right, students, with this we come to the end of all our discussion on part 1. In the next video, the second part will be uploaded. Until then, stay safe and goodbye.